Oprah Winfrey was mid-interview with a major celebrity when a producer ran onto the stage and whispered something in her ear that made her stop mid-sentence. A little girl was waiting backstage, a little girl who wasn't supposed to be alive. The doctors had given 7-year-old Lily just days to live, and she'd used her dying wish not to go to Disneyland, not to meet a pop star, but to meet Oprah Winfrey. The producers had tried to arrange a quick photo op backstage, 30 seconds, maybe a minute. But when Oprah heard the full story, she did something that was strictly forbidden. In front of 20 million viewers who weren't ready for what they were about to witness, the Queen of Daytime stopped her entire show. What Oprah did next would define the woman behind the empire for the rest of her life. The date was March 5, 1996, Harpo Studios in Chicago. Just another Tuesday taping of The Oprah Winfrey Show. Oprah was on fire that day. The interview with the A-list actor was going perfectly. The audience was hanging on every word. Everything was going exactly as planned. Then Mark, the show's senior producer, appeared at the edge of the stage. He never did that during a taping. Never. Oprah saw him immediately and knew something was wrong. She held up a hand, gracefully pausing her celebrity guest. Mark walked over, leaning in close as the cameras held a tight shot on Oprah's face. "Oprah, we've got a situation," he whispered. "There's a kid backstage. Make a wish. She's not doing well. They brought her here tonight. Her only wish was to meet you." Oprah looked toward the stage entrance. "How bad?" "It's a rare heart condition, congenital. The family drove in from Milwaukee this morning. The doctors told them it might be her last good day." Oprah didn't hesitate. "Bring her out." Mark looked stunned. "What? You sure? We can do it after the show. Keep it private." "Mark," Oprah said, her voice quiet but absolute. "Bring her out, now. Stop the interview." Lily Marsh was 7 years old. She weighed just 48 pounds. The congenital heart defect she'd been born with had been winning the fight for 3 years now, and everyone knew how this story was supposed to end. But Lily had one dream, one thing that got her through the endless hospital stays, the terrifying surgeries, the nights when her mom held her hand and tried not to cry where Lily could see her. She wanted to meet Oprah Winfrey. See, Lily's mom, Sarah, was a single parent. Lily's father had left when the diagnosis became terminal. He couldn't handle it, so it was just the two of them. And every afternoon, no matter how bad Lily felt, no matter how much pain she was in, they had a ritual. At 4 p.m., Sarah would turn on the Oprah Winfrey Show. She'd sit next to Lily's hospital bed, and they'd watch Oprah together. Lily couldn't always relate to the celebrity stories, but Oprah made her mom listen, and after the show, they would read. They were reading The Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison, an Oprah book club pick, a book far too advanced for a 7-year-old, but they read it together, page by page, because Oprah said it was important. And when they read that book, Lily's mom wasn't scared. When they watched Oprah, her mom felt strong. "Mama," Lily had said 2 weeks earlier, her voice weak. "Before I go, can I meet the lady who makes you brave?" Sarah had tried to explain that people like Oprah Winfrey don't just meet regular people, that you can't just call up Harpo Studios and ask. But she'd called anyway, called the Make-A-Wish Foundation, made the request, never thinking it would actually happen. Then the call came, March 4th. They had one slot, a 30-second photo op backstage. Could they make it to Chicago tomorrow? Sarah had said yes before the woman finished the question. The emergency commercial break ended. Oprah looked directly into camera one. "Folks, we're going to do something a little different right now. We're pausing our interview. We have a very special guest joining us tonight." The stage door opened. A production assistant wheeled Lily Marsh onto the stage. The audience didn't know what to do. This wasn't a celebrity. This was a tiny, frail child in a wheelchair, looking overwhelmed, wearing a little dress that seemed too big for her. She was clutching that worn-out copy of the Song of Solomon against her chest. Oprah walked over immediately, but she didn't kneel. She sat right down on the floor of the stage, pulling her skirt around her until she was eye level with Lily. "Hey there, sweetie. What's your name?" Lily's voice was small but clear. "Lily Marsh. I'm 7. I came from Milwaukee." "Milwaukee? That's a long drive. You're tired?" "A little bit, but I wanted to meet you really bad." Oprah smiled. That genuine Oprah smile, not the TV one. "Well, I'm awful glad you're here, Lily. Is that your mama?" She gestured to Sarah, who was standing just off stage, barely holding it together. "Yeah, that's my mama. She watches you every night with me, and we read your book." "Every night? Even the reruns?" Lily giggled, actually giggled. Even the reruns. The audience was dead silent. 20 million people watching at home were dead silent, because something was happening that didn't happen on talk shows. Something real. Oprah noticed Lily was holding the book. "What have you got there, pal?" Lily held out the book. "It's your book. Mama helped me read it." "She did she? Well, that's a very smart book for a very smart girl. So tell me, why me? Why not Disneyland? You could have gone anywhere." Lily looked right at Oprah. Her voice was small, but every microphone picked it up. "Because in the hospital, Mama cries a lot. She gets scared." Oprah's face tightened. She nodded. "But when we watch you, and when we read this book, she's not scared anymore. She holds my hand, and she's not scared." Lily took a breath. "Thank you, Ms. Winfrey. Thank you for making my mama not scared." Oprah stared at those words. She read them again in her mind. This 7-year-old, who was dying, had used her one wish not for herself, not for a toy, but to say thank you for making her mother feel less afraid. And Oprah Winfrey broke. Her eyes filled with tears, her voice caught. She tried to speak and couldn't. Lily saw Oprah crying and reached out her small hand. She put it on Oprah's arm. "It's okay, Miss Winfrey. Mama cries too sometimes. She says it means you got a big heart." That did it. Oprah completely lost it. She pulled Lily into a hug, gentle because Lily was so fragile. And Oprah Winfrey, the queen of daytime, the woman who'd interviewed presidents and celebrities, who had built an empire on composure and control, sobbed on national television. The audience was crying. The celebrity guest was crying. The camera operators were crying. 20 million Americans were watching a moment of pure, unscripted humanity. Oprah pulled herself together, barely. She was still on the floor, wiping her eyes. "Lily," she said, her voice rough, "you are one special kid. You know that? Mama says that too. Your mama's right." Oprah paused, desperate to keep the moment going. "So, in that big smart book, what's your favorite part?" Lily answered without hesitation, "The part where she learns to fly." Oprah's face did something complicated. Pain and pride and heartbreak all at once. "Yeah," Oprah whispered, "that's my favorite part too." She stood up, addressing the audience. "Ladies and gentlemen, Lily Marsh, the bravest girl in America." The audience gave Lily a standing ovation, a real one, the kind you give when you've just witnessed something important. What happened next wasn't captured by the main cameras. The show went to an emergency commercial, and Oprah did something she'd never done before. She had the producers clear the stage, everyone out, the celebrity guest, the camera crews, everyone, except Lily, her mom Sarah, and Oprah. Oprah sat back down on the floor next to Lily's wheelchair, just the three of them on that famous Oprah show stage. "Lily, I want you to have something," Oprah said. She signaled to her assistant, who rushed over with a brand-new hardcover copy of the Song of Solomon. "This one isn't falling apart," Oprah smiled, taking the book. She took a pen from her assistant and opened the front cover. She wrote something inside, then handed it to Lily. "This book has been with me for a long time, and I want you to have it, so you can always remember that you're not just special to your mama, you're special to me too." Lily's eyes went wide. I can't. That's too much." "You're not taking it," Oprah said gently. "I'm giving it. Big difference." Sarah was crying, full-on sobbing now. "Oprah, we can't accept." Oprah looked at her, her gaze firm but kind. "Ma'am, your daughter taught me something tonight. She reminded me why I do this. It's not about the ratings or the celebrities. It's about making people feel less scared when they need it most. You two have been watching me every day, and I didn't even know you existed. But now I do." Oprah tore a piece of paper from her producer's notebook and wrote something on it, her personal, private phone number. She handed it to Sarah. "You call me, day or night. If Lily needs anything, if you need anything, you call me." Lily Marsh died on April 18, 1996, 6 weeks after that Oprah show appearance. 6 weeks the doctors insisted she wouldn't get, but they weren't ordinary weeks. Oprah kept her promise. She called Lily every few days. They'd talk about the book, about school, about life. When Lily was too weak to talk, Oprah would just stay on the line while Sarah held the phone to Lily's ear, and Oprah would read to her. She read poetry, she read passages from Maya Angelou, private readings for an audience of one. And she did one more thing, something she never told anyone about while she was alive. Or at least not while the show was on the air. She had her financial manager contact the hospital in Milwaukee. The family's crushing 6-figure medical debt was paid off, anonymously. She set up a trust fund for Sarah, enough to cover all the funeral expenses and enough left over that she'd never have to worry about money again. The only condition, she couldn't tell anyone where it came from. After Lily died, Sarah sent Oprah a letter. Oprah kept it in her desk drawer for the rest of her life. It was found there by her team years after the show ended. The letter was simple. "Dear Oprah, Lily passed this morning peacefully. She was holding your book. Her last words were, 'Tell Miss Winfrey, I hope I made her brave.' You gave my daughter 6 extra weeks of joy. You gave her dignity. You gave her a reason to fight a little longer. But most importantly, you saw her. Not as a dying girl, not as a tragedy, but as Lily, a kid who loved books and wanted to make her mama brave. Thank you for seeing my daughter. Forever grateful, Sarah." Oprah never talked about Lily publicly again. When asked in interviews about her most emotional moments, she'd deflect, change the subject. But people who knew her said Lily changed something fundamental in Oprah. After that night, Oprah started a new foundation. Nobody knew about it. It funded children's literacy programs in pediatric hospital wards across the country. Millions of dollars, all anonymous. It was called, simply, Lily's Library. Here's what people don't understand about March 5, 1996. It wasn't special because Oprah Winfrey cried on television. Famous people cry all the time. It was special because Oprah forgot she was on television. For those few minutes, she wasn't the queen of daytime. She wasn't performing. She was just a woman who met a dying child and realized that all the fame, all the success, meant nothing compared to making one little girl's mother feel less afraid. Lily came to the Oprah show to meet her hero, but Oprah walked away from that night knowing she'd met hers. We live in a world obsessed with success, with followers and influence, but on that day, the most successful woman on television learned a lesson from a 48-pound, 7-year-old. Success isn't about how many people know your name. It's about being there for the people who need you most. Lily used her dying wish to say thank you to someone who made her mama brave. Oprah used her fame to make sure they'd never be scared again. If this story about Lily's wish and Oprah's secret legacy touched your heart, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more untold stories about the human moments behind Hollywood's biggest legends. Fame is what we see, but true character is what happens when the cameras are supposed to be off. Drop a comment below about a time kindness changed everything. We'll see you in the next story.